A Volkswagen Polo lifted 2 inches, selling for €15,000 more. A Mercedes with a Renault engine priced like a luxury car. A premium Peugeot that's just a Citroën with fancy headlights charging you €20,000 extra. I've analysed the real platform sharing, the actual build differences, and the documented markup strategies of Europe's biggest automotive scams. What I've found will change how you see these brands forever. One of these cars shares 80% of its parts with a model costing half the price. Another uses a problematic engine under recall in 12 countries but still charges premium money. And number 3 on our list? It's literally the first standalone model from a fake performance brand that does nothing better than the car it's based on. Let's start with Volkswagen's electric disaster, the ID.3. Starting from €33,300 and reaching €44,000 for the Pro S. This was supposed to revolutionize electric driving. Instead, early buyers became unwilling beta testers for VW's half-baked software while paying premium prices. The ID.3's launch was a masterclass in charging more for less. When it arrived, the software was so unfinished that VW had to park 10,000 cars at Zwickau waiting for updates. Customers who paid €40,000 couldn't use basic functions. The augmented reality heads-up display didn't work. The travel assist phantom braked constantly. The infotainment crashed daily. German forums documented over 300 distinct software bugs in the first year alone. But here's the real scandal. While the ID.3 struggled with basic functionality, the Golf 8 started at €28,500 and actually worked better. Better build quality, proven reliability, no range anxiety, and it cost €5,000 to €15,000 less depending on spec. Yet, VW pushed the ID.3 hard, using government incentives to mask its inflated pricing. According to teardown analyses, the ID.3's 58 kWh battery pack costs approximately €6,000 to €6,700 at current rates of €105 per kilowatt-hour. The single motor, interior, and platform bring real manufacturing costs to around €18,000 to €20,000. Even with development amortization and margins, the ID.3's pricing represents a massive premium for early adopter suffering. The 2023 refresh fixed many issues, but early adopters paid full price to be VW's quality control department. They literally charged people €40,000 to debug their car. And VW wonders why ID.3 sales are struggling against cheaper, better built competition from Korea and China. If you're as disgusted as I am by these manufacturing tactics, smash that subscribe button now, because I'm about to expose 8 more cars where badge engineering and platform sharing are costing you thousands, including a Mercedes that's mechanically a Renault in disguise. The Mercedes A-Class is premium badge engineering at its most shameless, starting at €38,000 and easily reaching €50,000 with options. You're buying the 3-pointed star, not German engineering. Because under the hood, in many models, beats a French heart the Mercedes doesn't want you to know about. The 1.33-litre engine in the A160, A180, and A200 models isn't a Mercedes engine. It's the M282, co-developed with Renault Nissan. Yes, your premium Mercedes uses the same basic engine architecture found in Renault Clios and Nissan Jukes. While Mercedes does build some units at their Kudela plant, this is fundamentally a Renault Nissan design that Mercedes badges as their own. The A-Class does use Mercedes' own MFA2 platform, but that doesn't hide the cost-cutting everywhere else. The 7-speed dual-clutch transmission in many models comes from Getrag Magna, a supplier that provides similar units across the industry. The interior plastics, especially in lower specs, are nowhere near Mercedes standards of even 10 years ago. According to German automotive journalists who analysed teardowns, the real manufacturing cost of an A-Class is estimated between €14,000 and €16,000 for base models. Yet Mercedes charges more than double that, banking on badge prestige. The profit margins on the A-Class line are among the highest in the Mercedes range, not because it's special, but because it's ordinary sold as extraordinary. The most telling sign? Professional drivers know the truth. Taxi companies across Europe buy A-Classes not for luxury, but because they get Renault mechanical simplicity with Mercedes resale values. They're the only ones using the A-Class honestly, as reliable, basic transportation with a premium badge. The 2 Series Active Tourer is BMW's biggest betrayal of its own values. Starting at €39,900 and climbing past €55,000, this front-wheel drive minivan represents everything BMW used to mock. It's not the ultimate driving machine, it's the ultimate profit machine. Built on BMW's UK L2 FAAR platform, Developed specifically for front-wheel drive, the Active Tourer abandons BMW's core identity. This platform underpins the Mini range and BMW X1, but at least they don't pretend to be drivers' cars. The Active Tourer puts a BMW badge on van dynamics and charges BMW prices for the privilege. The three-cylinder engines that power most Active Tourers sound agricultural and deliver power like a diesel generator. The B38 1.5-litre triple vibrates, drones, and reminds you constantly that you bought the cheap BMW. Except it's not cheap. It starts at nearly €40,000 for what's essentially a tall mini clubman with sliding rear doors. BMW's own forums are brutal about this car. Enthusiasts call it the shunned Tourer, the shame Tourer. It has the driving dynamics of a Volkswagen Touran but costs €10,000 more. The steering is numb, the handling is van-like, and the only thing BMW about it is the badge and the price. The profit margins tell the real story. Platform sharing with Mini reduces costs significantly, yet BMW maintains premium pricing. Industry analysts estimate BMW makes 25 to 30% gross margins on the Active Tourer, higher than on genuine BMWs like the 3 Series, because buyers are paying for the roundel, not the engineering. The Audi Q2 might be the most cynical exercise in badge engineering from the entire Volkswagen group. Starting at €35,000 and reaching €45,000, you're paying Audi prices for what's essentially a Volkswagen Polo on stilts with angry headlights. The Q2 sits on the MQB A1 platform, the slightly larger version of the A0 platform under the Polo. The wheelbase is 2,601mm versus the Polo's 2,564mm, a difference of just 37mm that Audi charges you €15,000 extra for. The engines, transmission, and suspension components are all shared across the VW Group parts bin. Here's what you're really paying for: plastic wheel arch cladding, a different grille, and Audi's virtual cockpit, which is just a configurable TFT screen that costs Audi around €400 but adds €2,000 to your price. The interior uses harder plastics than you'd find in a Golf, let alone a proper Audi. Car reviewers consistently note the material quality is disappointing for the price point. The Q2 exists purely to extract money from badge aspirants, people who want the 4 rings but can't afford a real Audi. It's the automotive equivalent of buying a Louis Vuitton keychain because you can't afford the bag. Except this keychain costs €40,000 and has the driving dynamics of an economy hatchback. Sales data reveals the scam's success. The Q2 outsells the more honest A1 3-to-1, despite being the same basic car underneath but costing 40% more. People are literally paying €15,000 for plastic cladding and the privilege of saying they drive an Audi SUV. Peugeot wants up to €40,000 for the 408, positioning it as a premium fastback crossover. The reality? It's built on the aging EMP2 platform shared with 20 other Stellantis models, powered by an engine with documented failures, and priced like it's something special when it's anything but. The EMP2 platform under the 408 also underpins the Citroën C5 Aircross, Opel Grandland, DS7, and even the Fiat Ulysse. They're all fundamentally the same car with different styling. The platform itself dates back to 2013, making it over a decade old. You're paying 2025 prices for 2013 technology. But the real scandal is the 1.2 PureTech engine. This 3-cylinder disaster features a wet timing belt, running in oil that degrades and fails prematurely. French consumer groups have documented thousands of failures. Peugeot has issued multiple recalls and extended warranties, yet they still install this known defective engine in €40,000 cars. The 408's fastback design actually makes it worse than regular SUVs. Less rear headroom, smaller boot, worse visibility. You're paying more to get less. The only unique thing about the 408 is its roofline, which adds costs while reducing practicality. It's the automotive equivalent of fashion over function, except the fashion is questionable and the price is outrageous. Industry insiders report that Stellantis pushes the 408 hard because the profit margins are exceptional. The platform and components are fully amortized, development costs were minimal, yet they charge premium prices. It's pure profit built on platform sharing and badge differentiation. The Renault Arkana represents everything wrong with modern SUV marketing. Take a regular crossover, give it a coupe roofline that ruins practicality, and charge €35,000 for it. It's style over substance at a price that makes no sense for a Renault. The European Arkana is built in South Korea on the CMF-B platform, the same architecture under the Captur and Clio. Renault wants you to think the swoopy roofline makes it special. but you're just getting a Captur with less headroom and a smaller boot. The mechanical bits are identical, yet Renault charges 8,000 to 10,000 euros more for the privilege of compromised practicality. The E-Tech hybrid system, while Renault's own development, adds 6,000 euros to the price for fuel savings you'll never recoup. The system is complex, with 2 electrical motors and a special dog clutch transmission that's already showing reliability concerns in owner forums. You're paying premium money for a first-generation hybrid system from a company not known for electrical reliability. Build quality reveals the Arkana's budget roots, panel gaps are inconsistent, interior plastics are hard and scratchy, and the infotainment system, while improved, still lacks the polish of competitors. French automotive journalists have documented numerous quality issues, from trim pieces that fall off to doors that don't align properly. The Arkana exists because SUV coupes are trendy and command higher prices, not because anyone needed a less practical Captur. It's Renault cashing in on a styling trend while hoping buyers don't notice they're paying premium prices for mainstream mechanicals with compromised packaging. The Cupra Formentor is the emperor's new clothes of the performance SUV world, starting at 35,000 euros and reaching 60,000 euros for the VZ5. This was Cupra's first standalone model, and it shows. It's not faster, better handling, or more special than the Seat models it's based on, it just costs more. Built on the MQB Evo platform shared across the VW group, the Formentor is mechanically similar to the Seat Attica and Leon, but Cupra adds aggressive styling, copper-colored accents, and sport seats, then charges you 8,000 to 15,000 euros more for what amounts to a body kit and badge swap. The Cupra driving modes are particularly telling. Yes, they do change throttle mapping, transmission behavior, and steering weight, but the changes are minimal. The suspension on non-adaptive models stays the same regardless of mode. You're getting the illusion of sportiness without meaningful dynamic improvement. It's performance theatre, not performance engineering. The VZ5 with Audi's 5-cylinder engine is the biggest joke. At 60,000 euros, you're paying more than an Audi S3 for a heavier, less sophisticated car with a made-up brand. The engine is excellent, because it's Audi's, but the rest of the car can't cash the checks that engine writes. It's like putting a Ferrari engine in a Ford and charging Ferrari prices. Cupra claims to be a standalone brand, but it's really just Seat's marketing department with a different badge. No unique platforms, no exclusive powertrains except borrowed Audi ones, no special engineering. Just regular VW Group parts assembled with sporty styling and sold at premium prices to people who think copper trim means performance. The Mini Countryman is an oxymoron on wheels. Starting at 39,000 euros and reaching 55,000 euros, it's neither Mini nor particularly British. Built in Leipzig on BMW's UKL platform, it's a German crossover wearing British fancy dress, sold at BMW prices for Mini Prestige that doesn't exist. The Countryman shares its platform and most mechanicals with the BMW X1 and X2. Same engines, same transmissions, same suspension design, but while BMW at least admits the X1 is a practical family car, Mini pretends the Countryman maintains brand character. It doesn't. It's a large heavy crossover that handles nothing like a Mini should. The pricing is particularly galling. A Countryman Coupe S costs more than a Volkswagen Tiguan with similar power and more space. You're paying premium pricing for retro styling cues and Union Jack taillights. The British racing heritage Mini markets aggressively. The Countryman is as British as Bratwurst, built by German workers in a German factory. Future Countryman models will include Chinese-built versions through BMW's Spotlight Automotive joint venture with Great Wall Motors, though currently, European models come from Leipzig, but the brand dilution is complete. Mini now means whatever BMW wants it to mean, usually expensive small crossover with retro styling. The Countryman exists because BMW needed to amortize the UKL platform costs and Mini needed an SUV for relevance. But charging BMW prices for what's essentially a style package on shared architecture? That's the real scandal. You're paying for imaginary British heritage on a German car that's too big to be a Mini and too expensive to make sense. The DS7 Crossback, now just DS7, is Stellantis' most ambitious con, creating a luxury brand from thin air. Starting at 45,000 euros and reaching 65,000 euros, it's a Peugeot 3008 wearing haute couture that doesn't fit, sold at prices that insult intelligence. Built on the same EMP2 platform as the 3008, sharing engines, transmissions, and most mechanical components, the DS7 differentiates itself through styling and gadgets. The LED headlights that rotate when you unlock the car? Theatre. The BRM clock that rises from the dashboard? A gimmick that frequently breaks. The watch strap leather seats? Regular leather with unusual stitching. DS's active scan suspension, which uses a camera to read the road ahead, is genuinely clever technology, but it's also available on the cheaper Citroën C5 Aircross as advanced comfort active suspension. Same concept, similar execution, but DS charges significantly more for their version with a fancy name. The presidential connection Macron uses an armored DS7 is supposed to add gravitas, but using the same car as the French president doesn't make your DS7 special any more than drinking the same coffee as him makes you presidential. It's marketing manipulation targeting status-conscious buyers who can't afford actual luxury brands. Sales tell the truth. DS is struggling across Europe, with the brand's future in question. The DS7 can't compete with established premium brands on quality, technology, or prestige. It exists in a no man's land. Too expensive for Peugeot buyers, not special enough for luxury buyers. It's a pretend premium brand that fools nobody except those desperate to appear affluent. These 9 cars represent the worst of modern automotive cynicism. Platform sharing isn't inherently evil. It can reduce cost and improve reliability. But when manufacturers use it to charge premium prices for ordinary cars through badge manipulation and marketing deception, it becomes a scam. The real costs are revealing. Industry analysts estimate that platform sharing saves manufacturers 20 to 30% in development costs, yet these savings rarely reach consumers. Instead, brands create artificial differentiation through styling and marketing, then charge premium prices for what are fundamentally the same vehicles. The Volkswagen ID.3 charged early adopters to beta test. The Mercedes A-Class uses Renault engines at Mercedes prices. The BMW Active Tourer betrays everything BMW represents. The Audi Q2 is a Polo in makeup. Each represents brand prioritizing margins over value, exploiting badge loyalty and consumer ignorance. But consumers are waking up. Resale values for these platform-shared premium models are dropping faster than their genuine counterparts. The Audi Q2 depreciates faster than an A3. The DS7 loses value like a Peugeot, not a luxury car. The market is correcting the manufacturer's lies. The solution is simple. Buy the honest car, not the badge-engineered one. The Skoda Kamiq is mechanically identical to the Audi Q2 but costs €12,000 less. The Seat Attica is the same as the Cupra Formentor without the pretense. The Peugeot 3008 does everything the DS7 does for €20,000 less. Every overpriced badge-engineered sale encourages more of the same, but every informed purchase that prioritizes value over badges sends a message. The European car industry needs to remember that respect for customers beats exploitation through marketing. What's your worst badge-engineered experience? Which platform-sharing scam makes you the angriest? Share your stories below. I read every comment. And if this video saved you from overpaying for a dressed-up economy car, hit that subscribe button for more automotive truth. Next week, I'm exposing the 7 reliable European cars that are actually designed to fail after warranty. The number 3 engine problem is so common that independent mechanics refuse to work on them. Don't miss it.